Hey everyone, this is Kelley Kohout and I'm so excited to be a guest here on the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel, and we are excited to celebrate the second birthday, so congratulations to Tanisa and Trinity Stamps. And here is a little sneak peek at the creation that I am making today in celebration of their second birthday. I'm going to start out by stamping that sweet little gnome, and he is from the Make-A-Wish stamp set. So in that stamp set, there's the little gnome, and he is dressed up like a baker. Of course, he's got his long little gnome beard, a sweet little nose, and he has put an oven mitt on top of his little gnome hat. He looks like a little chef, or he's trying to look like a chef. And then there's a couple of great greetings in that set. Now, I kind of cheated and I just stuck down that whole acetate piece with the stamp there. I'm not worried about stamping those greetings perfectly quite yet, but I just kind of cheated, stuck it in there, and I am just going to stamp out that gnome in some Copic Safe ink and then worry about the greetings later. So I have my little gnome stamped, and then I am going to stamp every image from the Mouse House stamp set. Now this stamp set's a little larger. It's 4 by 6, I believe. And again, I'm going to use that little cheating method because again, I want to use every image. I want to color all those sweet little mice and the little mouse house. And so I'm using some masking tape, and I'm just going to tape down that whole acetate sheet, ink up the whole thing, and then I have every image, and then I'm not peeling them all off of that backer and then trying to place them back on. So again, I'm using Copic Safe ink in my Misty, and I'm going to use a little microfiber cloth just to kind of sweep over the top of that. Because there's so many little nooks and crannies and little details to those stamps, I want to make sure that those get inked up appropriately and then it gets transferred onto my paper. So I'm going to ink that up one more time to make sure everything is nice and crisp, and then again close my Misty door and then run over it with that microfiber cloth to make sure that I get a really good stamping and that ink really seeps into the paper. Now, I did do some Copic coloring on these. I didn't show that part for this video. I just kind of go with the flow and do what I want for Copic coloring. I don't follow a whole lot of the rules. I just do it the way that I think it looks cute. So I did that on all the images, and I used the coordinating dies to cut out the mouse house images, and then I fussy cut the little baker. Now let's get into the fun slimline products. So for my blue panel there, I used the stitched card panels and windows. So that's a really fun set that has a couple little stitch panels, and then like the title says, windows, it actually comes with a panel with 3 windows that I didn't use this time, but it's super cool. That grass piece is from the Scenic Border Die Set, and that has several pieces in it. As you can see there at the top, it's got like just a little stitched pathway or a hill, the grass, and then some clouds. So I took one of the dies from the stitched card panels and cut out the blue. I cut out my grass, and now to get the stitching all the way around the grass, and so it kind of finishes up all the edges, I'm going to use the same die as I did for the blue paper to cut out the grass. And then you can see there I have a stitched edge all the way around. It's not just trimmed off with your scissors, and it kind of finishes that up, that bottom part, and makes it look nice. So there I have my little panels all ready to go. I even cut out a white scalloped panel with the scalloped card panels and banner dies. Again, these are all part of the Trinity Stamps kind of slimline collection that they have. She's got an awesome growing collection, and there's some really fun dies. So I'm just going to use some tape runner, and I'm only putting that at the bottom of the grass, because at this point I don't know exactly how I'm going to arrange all my little bakers and mice and flowers and things, and I may want to poke some of those down in behind the grass. So I'm adhering that only at the bottom, and that leaves the top available to kind of put things down into like a pocket. Again, I'm going to add some adhesive runner to that blue piece of cardstock and then pop all of that onto that cute little scalloped white piece of cardstock, And that just pops right off of the top there. You can see how those colors, the green and blue, pop off of the white scallop, and it just kind of gives it a nice finished look. Once I get everything kind of shimmied around and everything stuck down nicely, I am ready to stamp the greeting onto the front of this card. I know I want to pop up some of the pieces, the baker and some of the little characters, so I want to stamp my greeting first so my card doesn't get too bulky. So I'm going to set that whole card panel down inside my Misty, and I'm going to take that Make-A-Wish greeting that comes with that sweet little gnome in that stamp set, and I'm going to stamp that right onto the little hillside of grass there. I'm doing that in Versamark ink because I love how nice and dark and crisp it is. And then now I'm ready to start adding all of my little goodies and characters and accessories onto the front of the card panel. I'm adding a little foam tape, and this is going to be the actual mouse house. So I have like a whole little storyline going on here. So I have the little mouse family with their little house, and then the baker gnome, the little garden gnome, is delivering a cake. Maybe it's a birthday cake over to the mouse house, little party. So he's going to be walking along that little hillside, the grassy hillside there. So I'm going to place his little feet right on that stitch line. It kind of looks like he is walking right along that little hillside. And then I'm going to dump out all my little images that I had saved there in that little bowl so I didn't lose anything. And then I'm going to start adding everything here and there. Some of these I add flat because I want to tuck them right down into the grass, make them stick out from behind that little house. I just love this little mouse house and the little garden that they have going on. It's so cute with the little toadstools, and then I am in love with this little mouse that looks like he's doing a little flip or a handstand, and I'm going to have him celebrating or waiting on that cute little cake from the gnome right up here on top of the mouse house. And you can see his cute little curly tail kind of hangs off the top. It's so cute. And then it takes me just a second to decide where I'm going to put all the rest of my little mouse critters. Again, I'm going to take a little bit of foam tape, and I'm going to have this little guy skipping right down the path with the baker. So cute. I love how that stitched line right there underneath that grass looks like a little pathway. I have my little brown mouse ready to go, and then I'm trying to figure out where to put that cute little snail. I love how his eyes are way up there on the antenna looking things. He's so cute. Again, I'm going to place all the little flowers and leaves. There's lots of super cute accessories in the little mouse house set. Just tucking them in here and there until I get everything done. Now I did go at the very end and I added a little bit of some shimmer pin to the flowers and the little toadstools and things. I added some black gel pen to the mice's eyes and there on the toadstools, just for a little bit of detail. Now I'm going to pop this whole card panel onto kind of a melon colored card base, and that ties in with all of the Copic coloring I did on the front to kind of keep the color scheme all going together there. I'm just going to adhere that flat because I already have the dimension in the little characters. And then once I get that down and squished down really nicely, this card is all done. So there's everything all done. I love the little story that I have going on here with this card, with the little Make-A-Wish gnome delivering that sweet little cake, and of course the little party going on over at the mouse house. Here's a close-up of the Make-A-Wish gnome. I just love this little character with the pot holder on his head delivering the cake. It's so cute. And then of course I can't forget the party going on over at the mouse house. Thank you so much to Trinity Stamps for allowing me to come over and be a guest here at the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. Make sure you check out all these products and the birthday celebration over at trinitystamps.com.